Hi, Elizabeth. I'm Coach Cindy. For today's activity, you will be learning how to create your own book. So you will be the author and the illustrator of your own book. The theme for today's book will be about the future. So in your future, what do you see? So let's go ahead and gather our materials first so we can go ahead and get started.
For materials, we will need some white piece of paper, a couple of sheets, some cardstock paper for your cover. I'm going to be using some of this line paper to brainstorm later on. We also need color pencils, a pencil, and some markers. Optional items would be scissors, a stapler, some tape, and a glue stick. As long as you have paper and a pencil, you're good to go. Let's move everything to the side and get some scratch paper and a pencil so we can start with our brainstorming. To brainstorm today, we are going to be using a bubble map. So you draw one big circle in the middle and then what your theme or idea is going to be. So my theme for today is going to be in the future. So you can write in the future. Next, we're thinking of ideas of things that you want to do in the future. This can be short term or long term. As you can see here, I'm breaking down the ideas of where I want to go on a trip. Here I'm writing down that I want to go on a trip to Europe. And then I'm listing all of the things that I would like to do if I do go on that trip. So I would like to go sightseeing. I would also like to go see a soccer match. So what if you're stuck? Let's think of ideas so we can make it a little bit easier for you to fill out your bubble map. And it could be easier for you to write things down. So I know that one of my ideas for something that I want to do in the future was travel somewhere. So maybe there's a place that you would like to go to. Think of somewhere that you would like to go to in the future. Another thing that you can also talk about is school, or when you go off to college or a university. What would you like in the future? What university would you like to go to? Next, another idea would be what career you want to do. You know, it's always nice to think ahead and think of what you want to be when you grow up. Another idea that you could write about is something you want to do as an adult, so as a grown-up. Maybe something you're not able to do now because you're still young, but something that you would like to do as an adult. You can always talk about that as well. There's so many ideas that you can put into your book. And last but not least, maybe you want to get a new pet. That can also be something. Now that we have gathered all of our ideas in the bubble map, we can go ahead and start our drafting process, which is creating sentences out of all of those ideas that we have. Here, as you can see, I am going along with the theme and starting off my sentences with in the future. And then I plan on breaking it down a little bit more and explaining why I chose these things, has things that I want to do in the future. So feel free to make your sentences how you like. And next, we are going to go on to the editing process. So you can pause the video now to work on your sentences. Next is the editing process, where you are checking for spelling and any grammar errors. And feel free to ask somebody to help you. After you are done with your editing is when you go on to your final draft and finish off your sentences and everything that's corrected. Next comes the publishing process. So we are going to be creating the cover of the book. I have this cardstock paper that I'm going to use. I'm going to be folding it in half because I don't want to use a whole page. I'm going to be using this as the front cover and the back cover of my book. If you don't have any cardstock or construction paper, that's perfectly fine. You could use any paper that you can find. So now we are going to make sure that we write in the front of the cover the title of the book, and we are also going to be writing who the author and the illustrator of the book are. As you can see here, I chose to title my book In the Future. You can choose whatever you would like as your title. It could be Back to the Future or any sort of creative title that you want to put on your book. Next, I'm going to be writing the author. So since I am the author, I'm putting by and then I'm putting my name. You can also add who the illustrator of the book is. Let's say somebody helped you with the illustrations or the drawings. You can go ahead and put their name in this section, or you could repeat and write your name again. Next, we're going to be thinking of what kind of design you want to put on the cover of your book. So what is related to the ideas that you brainstormed about? So I decided to draw an airplane because one of the things that I want to do in my future is travel, and that would be on an airplane. So I thought it would be cool to draw an airplane in the front of the cover. Now you guys can pause the video so you can also work on your front cover for your book. As you can see here, I'm taking my time to draw what I want my cover to look like, and it's not always going to be perfect, but just use your creativity and think of what would you like to draw on your cover. So be patient, take your time, and I'm sure it's going to come out great. Next, we're going to grab a blank piece of paper and we are going to work on the dedication page. This is where you are dedicating your book to anyone. As you can see here, I dedicated it to my family. And you could dedicate it to your family, your friends, your pets, anyone. So once you are done with the dedication page, you can go ahead and start working on the pages that are going to go inside the book. So here I am drawing a line in the middle of the pages, and I am writing my sentences on the bottom of the page, and then I'm leaving the top blank so I can draw my illustrations, or as you call them, drawings, on the top of the page. So you can go ahead and continue watching or pause the video so you can start working on your pages. Next, we will be adding an about the author page. In this page, you will be talking about yourself. Any fun fact you like to share with your readers? Or you can talk about facts about yourself, like where you were born, or your parents. Another thing that we add on this page is a picture of yourself or a photo. So maybe if you have an extra photo laying around, you can add it onto this page or you can draw. The grand finale is binding your book. Here I am going to be using a stapler, and you can feel free to use yarn or glue or tape as well. And then we're done.
So after you guys have followed all of those steps, you should have a completed book. You guys should be so proud. You guys are now authors. I'll see you guys next time.